What's up guys? I'm Patrick Mattingly with Shield Blades and welcome to the channel. In this episode I'm going to go over how to make a Dao knife. This knife is going to be made from this file, and I've gone ahead and nailed this and cut an angle at the point and ground off the teeth of the file on one side. So let's go ahead and get the fire started. So the first thing we're going to do is to forge out the tang, and then we'll work on the blade. I know that's kind of backwards, but I have very limited material to work with, and I need to establish my tang to fit my handle material, as it's a deer antler with a very precise length. waiting on heat. Waiting on heat is always the longest part of blacksmithing. So while we're waiting for a minute, I want to go ahead and talk about a few little tips here. Whenever you're smithing, always make sure you clean your slag off the face of your anvil, because as you're working it, you're going to be working those impurities back into your metal. So keep your anvil clean. All right, well, that's got the length of our tang forged out, and we'll go ahead and start working the blade at this point. I wanted to take a quick second just to share some blacksmithing tips with you here. When smithing, it's always best to slow down and plan ahead. So I'll pop up a picture of what a Dao knife should look like, and then talk about what our next course of action will be. So, as you saw in the picture, we need to pinch here, forge out here, curl the tip up, and push this back. So, when smithing, in order to achieve the goals you're trying to reach, you need to think about where you need to push your metal to get things to happen. So, if I hammer here, it's going to put a bit of a smile into this point and raise that point up. So we'll go ahead and hop to that now. All right, so at this point, we're gonna go ahead and let this cool down so that I can handle it and ensure that all my work is straight, there's no twists or weird warps in any way. We'll hop back to the video when it's cooled down. All right, so we've let this come to a dead cool temperature again. And the reason why I do this is just so I can handle it and eyeball it and see exactly where my metal needs to go. And if I look down the spine here, let's see if we can get you a good angle. There is a slight twist in the blade, so that's something we're going to have to work out. And we're going to have to forge this point up a little bit and work our edge bevels a little deeper into the blade. All right, so again, we'll go ahead and let this come to a dead cool temperature so that we can handle it and ensure that our work is perfectly straight and symmetrical. All right, so that's got our basic shape done. And I think the rest of the profile we can work out in grinding, but we are gonna have to do one more heat. As you can see here, we've got a little bit of a wibble wobble. This point sort of goes this way, and the back side right here where the ricasso would be goes that way. So we're gonna have to do one more heat and straighten this all up real nice, and we'll be ready for grinding. And what I was doing there was just planning my course of action. As I've said before, when blacksmithing it's best, or bladesmithing, it's best to just go ahead and slow down and think ahead. Plan your moves. It's a strategy. Alright guys, so that's the forging process done, and that marks the end of episode 1. As you can see, we did work that wobble out. We've got our edge bevels forged in symmetrically, and we've got our rough tang forged out. The next step of the process will be to take this down in the shop, and that'll be episode 2, where you'll see grinding, edge beveling, and heat treatment and tempering. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the first episode. If you did, go ahead and pop that like button and subscribe and ring the bell so you can stay tuned to all my videos. Have a wonderful day, guys.